So welcome everyone to Team 2. Our product name is PayCheck. So just a brief agenda of what we're going to go through today. Next one is our team introduction. I'm the product owner. We also have Obey, which is our project manager slash scrum master. We have Abdul Karim, our UX designer. We have Ayo Deji, our business analyst, and we have our two developers, Dominic and Daniel. So just want to give you a brief background about about our product. So our product is it's two in one. It can function as a B2B. It can also function as a B2C. Our focus today will be more on the B2C part of it, but then we also show you what our post MVP will look like when it's fully operational. That's more of like looking at the employer side of it. So a brief background about the product itself. So, and it's more personalized to me and my spouse. For me as an employed person looking for a job, and my spouse, which is she's a compensation consultant, and it's more of like a niche industry. So in my journey to Canada, I encountered a personal and pervasive challenge. I found myself entangled in a web of financial missteps, leading to a situation where I was grossly underpaid. This was not just a matter of miscalculation, it was a consequence of relying too heavily on misleading online leads, which ultimately felt shooting myself in the foot. The stark reality hit me. I was living paycheck to paycheck. It's now referred to common among our peers, everybody within Canada and the US, everybody lives paycheck to paycheck. This realization sparked a conversation within my community, uncovering a widespread struggle for equitable and fair compensation. It was clear this issue extends far beyond individual. And being motivated by a collective desire for change, we embarked on a mission to address this gap. And that's where Paycheck was born. Our vision for Paycheck was ambitious yet transparent. We want to harness the power of meticulously curated data to empower job seekers. We aim to bolster the confidence during salary negotiations and ensure that they could secure fair and equitable pay aligned with the cost of living standards. Central to our platform development were personnel that we develop. We have Albert is our personnel. I'm going to go there soon. But alongside that, our own experience to serve as a cornerstone for Paycheck. Their stories represent the countless and others facing similar challenge, guided our approach, ensuring that our solutions are grounded similar. Sorry for the I'm really sorry. Just a minute. Sorry, sorry, I just have to attend to my son. Yes, was just so so that was how Paycheck was born. So that was just the B2C part of it. There's also the B2B part of it, which we will talk later on. Talk about that when we're talking about our business model. So just to let you know, this is our user personnel for today. It's Albert. Albert is a software engineer. Albert lives in California. Albert has a goal. His goal is to find competitive salary in his field, ideally in a global tech firm, and that's also aligned with his cost of living standards. Also, he wants to understand the fair compensation in various regions. What are his frustrations? It's difficulty finding reliable salary information for different regions. It's also uncertain about the cost of living adjustment, and also there's this anxiety about salary negotiation, which everybody faces. Like think, how do I negotiate for my salary? So one of the code that really resonates with Albert Moore is that I just want to know what I'm worth in different parts of the world, including Silicon Valley area, so I can make the best move for my uh, career and life. And this resonates with every one of us. We always want to get better. We also want to aspire to be higher in anything we're doing, upskill ourselves and get more money, get more promotions where we are. So for Albert itself, like I mentioned earlier, he's a software engineer residing in bustling tech hub. He's engaged more deeply in his career focus. He represents a quintessential tech talent seeking thriving in the Silicon Valley. Despite his analytical prowess and global awareness, Albert encounters a recurring obstacle, understanding his world, like I mentioned earlier, in a rapidly evolving job market. As someone who values data-driven decision, he has been longing for a tool like PayCheck, which promises a clear picture of its market value, considering the nuanced cost of living across regions. He envisioned a platform that affirms its value and empowers its negotiation with solid real-time data, and that's what we want to provide. Paycheck will provide. So this is just an idea about the Paycheck itself. It's a cutting-edge platform that harnesses the latest data to provide precise location-adjusted wage recommendations, ensuring that employee and job seeker, no matter where they are, they can confidently negotiate fair and equitable salary aligned with the global job market and cost of living standards. Our vision statement looks at more in the sense that we want to ensure that for both job seekers and people that are currently employed, we want to provide accurate data and salary information to them. And considering that people are moving globally, the tech world is very broad. People are moving globally. People move from Nigeria to Canada to US, and there are also people in US too that are moving from one state to the other. So for us, for our personal year, we're using Albert Jones because Albert Jones resides in California, in Silicon Valley. So our products offer 99% accuracy, real-time reflection of what employers are prepared to offer, empowering individuals with confidence to negotiate fair compensation that truly reflects their job market. And that's what we want to provide for our job seekers or people that are looking to transition from a job to another. We want to ensure that at the end of the day, whatever they get on their job offer letter is 99.9% from what they're able to get from our website. This is our roadmap. I'm not going to talk more about our roadmap now. I will switch over to my business analyst, which is Ayo. He's going to talk more about the business model. But one thing I just want to put in our mind is that for our first quarter year, our MVP is only focusing on the employee or job seeker part, while our post MVP, we focus more on the B2B side. The B2B side is where we're actually looking at generating more funds for the product. I'll hand it over to Ayo.
Thank you, Mansoor. Just a quick context. Basically, our financial model is built on, revs. And reason why we focused on revenue projection solely is given how data heavy our offering is, and this is going to require extensive negotiations with data owners. So just to be more as accurate as possible, we focused on the revenue side. And as the MVP was defined by Mansoor, our target is for the tech job segment, and a quick breakdown of what the opportunity size is suggests a potential revenue of about $3 million over the next 3 to 5 years. Very conservative if you look at the assumptions made, but we just wanted to be as realistic as possible. And in terms of go-to-market, our key focus would be to leverage on existing job ecosystems. What do we mean by this? Typically, we have the likes of LinkedIn Premium, JobScan and the likes, right? They already have a significant pool of job seekers. They attract people looking to change jobs, people trying to just inquire more about, pay equality and the likes. So what the strategy for us is to partner with this existing ecosystem and layer our service on top of what they're offering. So today, people pay about $30 per month for LinkedIn Premium, right? And what we're looking to do is extend this to the value proposition for premium services such as LinkedIn Premium, and we're looking to charge $50 subscription fee per annum. And we've tested this with a lot of potential employees looking to switch jobs. So if 50, just look at it this way. Do you mind paying $50 just to ensure that you have the right salary and not shortchanged during your negotiations? I'm sure everyone will say yes, right? So from a price point perspective, and as well as from an opportunity size perspective, we think we're really, really conservative. And if we extend this further down the line, like Monso has said, across other industry segments. This is solely focused on tech. We're looking at things like healthcare, looking at things like finance, and we know that this will significantly increase the revenue potential of this opportunity. The major cost components would be, the cost of data aggregation, like I mentioned earlier. And on the back of the envelope standpoint, we're looking at about a 30 to 40% gross margin with respect to the revenues that we have. Thank you very much. Monso, over to you.
Thank you, Ayo. I will switch over to our demo now. Abdul Karim, over to you. I will stop sharing for now. Abdul Karim, are you here?
I don't see an Abdul Karim in the chat.
I think
Maybe,
he's here.
maybe it's
But we're
different.
still shouting this here. Yeah, he's here. Okay. So while waiting for him to come up. So like myself and Ayo mentioned earlier, we talk about the B2C part of this product. The main idea around this product itself comes from the B2B. So, and that's actually, like I mentioned earlier, my spouse, she's a compensation partner that's a field. And in that workplace, a use case happened whereby they're a tech startup in California and they have employees all over the world, maybe like 45 countries, and they are still getting money from investors. But at the same time, they have a budget whereby they are even spending more than what they are actually earning from the product they are providing to their customers. And they want to ensure that in as much as they are bringing in the best talent, they also want to make sure that they are actually paying them equitably while also maintaining their own balance sheet at the end of the day. And so she was able to create this product for them, and which was like a lifesaver for them. So for the B2B value, there's a lot of value for it, and that's where we actually want to make a lot of money from, because most companies, even like Glassdoor, PayScale, and all the rest, companies
Monso,
pay them
Abdul
a
Karim is
lot
on
of
the call
money.
now.
Okay, I will just round it up now. So companies pay them up to like 20 to 30,000 annually just for them to collect salary data information from them. Over to you, Abdul Karim.
Hi everyone. Can everyone hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, my network went off for a minute. So yeah, my name is Abdul Karim. I'm the UX designer for PayCheck. Basically, after everything, from what my business owner and business analyst have said, after the whole sprint and coming together with the whole team, we decided on the colors to go for, and also how to make the design, how to interpret the idea into a design. So we decided to go with the color purple because it's more matured and it's very good for accessibility. So I will just take you through the process of signing up. So this is the landing page. You create an account. So when you create an account, it brings you to this page that asks you if you're currently employed or if you're a job seeker. So for the purpose of this presentation, I'll just go with the currently employed. So it asks you what job title. There are different job titles you can select from. But for the purpose of this, for my personal, I'll go as a software engineer. How many years of experience? You can pick the years of experience, because we all know that when you're being employed, your salary rate is dependent on your experience and your years of experience. So I'll go with 5 years plus. And what country? United States, California. So you click next. You ask for your highest level of education. You fill in whatever degree, computer science, and level of education. You pick the skills that are pertaining to your skill. Go next. It also asks you for your salary range. So you pick for someone that is for someone in software with 5+ years of experience, they would fall between 86,000 to 115,000 annually. And also ask you for your pay period. Is it annually, bi-weekly, or monthly? So let's go with annual. And other benefit. What other benefit do you get? Do you get health insurance? Do you get paid time off, retirement, car allowance, and any other thing that you get? So it's just pick that. And so yeah, also additional compensation that you get, because I know some companies give sign-on bonus, some is cash, some is stock options, depending. For instance, if you are working at a startup, some startup will tell you that they will pay you, there will be an agreement, probably they'll pay you 60% of the agreement, then the remaining 40% will be paid in stocks or commission or whatever. So just click submit. So after submit, the page is coming up. So you get your salary calculator results. So it's showing results for software engineer in San Francisco, California. So this barcode, bar chart rather, by the side is telling you that on an average in California, a software engineer earns 105,000 annually. And the lowest salary for a software engineer in California is 95,000. But due to the figure I've imputed as my salary previously, so it's showing my salary at the top. Then it's showing me how much, how many percentage I'm earning more than an average salary in California currently. And also it shows the most common skills that people that work in software currently have, and to what percentage, because from my experience, I know people that work in software, they have different languages in which they write on. Some people decide to use React, some use React Native, and all those things are determinant on the kind of job you get. So and also you can get an average salaries of other states, and also you also have an idea of what your purchasing power is based on your salary. So that way it gives you a perspective of what to expect. For instance, if you're trying to migrate to that state or to that particular country, so you know what your salary can afford you. So let's now say, for instance, after all of this, I want to compare my salary with somebody living in, for instance, Texas. I come here and then click on compare salary. The page is coming up. So here it tells you compare your current pay as a software engineer in San Francisco, California with, so I can just say software engineer. Sorry. Working out of Texas. Then I click compare. Then it takes me to the page. So here it's showing the disparity between salaries of someone working in Texas with where I am currently, which is San Francisco. So you can see my salary is 115,000, but the highest salary that is being paid out of Texas is $95,000 for the same role and the same years of experience. So and then also it's showing that my gross salary is about 34% above the average in Texas. So with this data, I would have an insight to know if I would be interested to move to a place like Texas, and also it will also help me in negotiating my salary with prospective employers. And also you also get the purchasing power, showing that if you're working out of this thing, you'll be able to afford a Starbucks coffee in 1 minute. You'll be able to get a scooter in 3 days. So I would also like to take you to our About Us page.
Just wanted to share that you're significantly over time. So I
okay.
recommend you prioritize the most important things. I think Abdul Karim froze. Is there any key product feature you need to show? Because we're well over time.
I think it is network over there. So so like I mentioned earlier, our MVP focused more on getting those getting people to get on board with us, sign up, and be able to look at what they fear. So our use case is just more on we have 2 use cases earlier, but we have to scale it down to one. One for employed Albert that's working in Texas, in California, and then Dennis Jones that's working. She's unemployed, but she's also an experienced software developer residing in Texas. Now, so for us, our post MVP for this product is that we want to provide a reliable data. So whatever you get on your offer letter, we promise you that our post MVP product will be 99.9% of what you have. So that's our promise for our B2C product. For our B2B product, we have 2 use cases we are using, and that's the value for the client, because a lot of these companies, they rely on data from different sources, but we have 2 sources for our data. One source of our data is that we contract a web scraping or web data company. There's one in Ontario, and that's called Tech Highway. So Tech Highway can do web scraping across all industries for us. And when we get those information from them, we pay for that data. They give it to us. We use it to price salary information from companies, and companies pay us for that. So it's a win-win situation, because from the data we provide for them, they can use that data to get an average for their own industry. The second part is when we do salary survey.
You have 20 seconds left.
So the second part is the salary survey. So we contracted an organization to do a salary survey for us, like People Force. And when People Force do it for us, People Force will contact companies, and when they contact the companies provide the data. So the companies that provide the data, People Force will promise them that you will get a discount, and we share the results with you, and you can use it to get salary information about others. So for companies that didn't
All right, thank you so much. Let's give a round of applause to PayCheck team. Thank you so much. All right, fantastic. Let's start from Chris here for any questions, feedback or thoughts.
Well, thanks for the team. Thanks again for your presentation here on that. I think the biggest question, the viability of, the global kind of paycheck across. I think you said 99% accuracy and stuff, and I was wondering how do you guarantee that? I think you're on mute.
So 2 things we're going to do is that we have, like I mentioned, it's the value to the employer, because whatever data we're collecting from individual, those data also be shared. That's what we use as salary information for the employer. Now, we are not sharing any personal information here. We're just only sharing figures. And how we do it is that we pay for these services. There are web scraping, web data analytics companies all over Canada. Like I mentioned earlier, there's Tech Highway. So Tech Highway can do web scraping and get all information about across industries. We can tell them, give us like the salary information for like 50 or 100 industries across all industries. And when we get those data from them, we process those data, and we ask them specific information. What we actually need from them are salary information, so that we can use it to compare from businesses to businesses, like industries to industries. So when we get that data, we collect that data, we process that data, and we use that data for job postings. And those data, when companies use that data, it's most current data, it's very reliable, and it's like in the past 3 months, not less than that. Most companies presently now, what they offer is 6 months or 1 year salary information. They don't provide up-to-date data. So what we promise is that we will provide up-to-date data, which is more of like current. So wherever you are, either in Nigeria, in Canada or US, and you open your laptop, you want to check for information, whatever information you're giving you, we are absolutely sure that that information is what is currently you can currently hand for that particular time, and it's valid for like 3 months.
All right, thank you. Let's go to Muiwa.
Yeah, the one for me is just around the pricing model. I wonder, because right now you are suggesting that it's a subscription-based model where they pay $50 a year. I wonder if like a one-time thing makes sense in this regard, where when you're starting to look for a job, you like say, okay, now I'm going out into the market and I want to see, let me pay for it. Or do you imagine that folks just always want to know what the current market rate is and then make decisions based on that?
Ayo, do you want to go for
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, I think it's more of the latter though. You want to ensure that you're not being underpaid, right? So having access to market data or accurate market data with respect to what your skills were, would help you know whether it's time to move or change jobs, right? So again, yeah, like I said, it's the latter, and our target is usually people interested in changing jobs. And going at it at the $50 mark is more of lowering, the barrier to entry. So today, like, LinkedIn Premium is about $30. We want to charge $50 over a 12-year period, right? That's
Or is that $50 per month or per year?
per year.
Okay, thank you. I
And
wanted to confirm that.
so that's roughly about $4, right? So so again, it's nothing. If you just imagine you're looking at a 150K job opportunity, $50 a year is insignificant for you to ensure that you just accurately price yourself. So that's the way we look at it.
So
Thank
in
you.
addition to that, for the employer side, most companies presently now like Glassdoor, PayScale, companies pay them up to like 25,000 to 30,000 just to get salary information. And what we are providing that, even if we will not charge them up to like that amount, but even if we charge them like $20,000 for those salary information, they are getting accurate data, and it's more like very reliable than the one they're getting from PayScale or Glassdoor.
Awesome. Thank you, Monsieur. Let's go to Deanna and then we'll end with Conrad.
What caught my attention in the presentation, great presentation, was the purchasing power. I thought that was unique about tying your salary to what you can actually achieve. I thought that was really good. And for the LinkedIn Premium, it's $53.99 a month, just for clarity. A month.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Conrad.
Yes, thank you. Good presentation, guys. So similar to Diana, I that part where it showed on what you could purchase, the purchasing power, I thought that was good. I think that was a very good part of the application. And my question was answered. I really wanted to find out how often the data is refreshed, because that seems to be the value proposition, for this app, in terms of getting that refreshed instant kind of data that is accurate, as you've mentioned. So I think I like the app presentation, and from that perspective, I had wanted to go into a bit more, because you spoke about revenue, right, which is good, but I kind of wanted to go into a bit more detail, because I wanted to get into a bit more of the viability here, and I wanted to kind of dig a bit deeper into those other expenses and going a bit more into that, so that we could really get a really true or more accurate picture. Right. So thank you though. Thanks.
Let's give them 1 minute for that. In case you have any, you only have 1 minute. What's the cost? What's the revenue?
Well, from a cost perspective, Conrad, what we looked at is the major cost driver is going to be data. How and where do we get data? And looking at similar or potential competition, right? The cost of goods is typically about roughly 60 to 70% of your revenues, right? But there are other add-ons which we've not yet finalized, and that's why we just focus more on the revenue side. But given what we're expecting from a gross margin standpoint is roughly 25 to 35%.
Okay, thank you. Round of applause to Team PayCheck.